Yeah, let me introduce y'all to this YouTube family, showing us the way to get out of debt gradually. My man Josh hold it down in the household, Christine dominating debt with a chokehold. And the kids, they are Grace and Zoe, baby Tennessee, new addition to their story. Debt Kickin Sunday, daily vlogging, Dave Ramsey plan gonna have us live large, and every day we'll see part of their lifestyle, how they budget and they keep things wrote down. See them work through the envelope system, no credit cards, only cash going with them. You will see how their family strives to survive with the budget plan, help us understand, and daily vlogs show us how to have fun. When you hear this song, let me hear you say, debt is done. Debt is done, debt is done, debt is done. Let me hear you say it louder.
Welcome to Debt Kickin Sunday.
Q&A Central.
Yay! So we're answering questions from last week, you guys.
Lots of questions.
We do this every Sunday and videos are posted on Monday. So if you have a question, a financial or whatever kind of question you have for us, we get questions all over, that cover every aspect of our life, which we're mostly happy to answer.
And remember, we don't get paid to do this. It's all free advice.
Well, we kind of do get paid to do this.
No, they're not paying us.
That's right. Okay, so first question. I totally agree with preparing for baby. I think it's a smart move. You both spent so much time decorating the baby's room, and although I know you are exchanging and on-selling, etc., some of this stuff to make it all girly now, do you have any regrets on doing that and feel that you now have to make do with the things that you have? If so, what would you do different? Just make an envelope for baby and then shop after the birth? Thought this would be a good question for those who don't want to find out the gender. Awesome question. Do we have any regrets? No, because I like to decorate and then redecorate and redecorate and redecorate and redecorate. I really thought she was a boy, you guys. Every ounce of my being thought she was a boy. So it's been fun and a good challenge to feminize the nursery. But she gets a rustic, shabby chic, kind of glam all into one room, and it's coming out really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to fund the changes that I'm either making my family go through crazy things, which you'll find out in future videos, to save money, like going out and getting twigs in the forest to spray paint and hang them in her room. Yes, I'm that crazy, but it looks really cool, okay?
Most people, it'd just be easier to start an envelope.
But the things that cost money, I am selling, going through cleaning out closets and selling things that
refurbishing.
Repurposing, refurbishing, upcycling. We're saving so hard for a sewing machine right now so we can make a girly quilt for her crib. So there's just, it's not a ton of money that's going into her room. And so we're just doing it as we have the cash. Let's see, Kim. My husband is a real estate broker and works on commission, so he gets paid when a house closes. So since he does not have a set payday and I am a stay-at-home mom, I am wondering if you have any advice on how we should work the envelope system. Hope my question makes sense. Love the videos. We love you too. So, okay, we've had a lot of questions. There's a lot of you that are on irregular incomes. And so we wanted to revisit what we learned in Financial Peace University and what we advise people that go through our classes. And that is...
So Dave's thing. So there's two forms for you. If you go on his website, there's a form called a monthly cash flow plan. And then there's a form called irregular income planning. So what he says, his directions on that.
Hang on. I will link these to his free forms down below. So all you gotta do is look for the link down below in the comments or description, and then you can just click on those and find them.
So what he says is you're supposed to, if you have an irregular income like a real estate broker or truck driver or whatever, is you go back to last year's income. You find your lowest month or your lowest pay period or whatever, and you fill out the monthly cash flow plan based off that income. And then, which is like your food, your water, utilities, car payment, whatever. And then you go over to your irregular income planning form and you fill out all of the things you want to pay on top of your regular stuff, like Home Depot bill or additional car payments or whatnot. So there's your monthly cash flow plan is like your basics to survive. And then your irregular income planning is everything outside of that. So therefore, if you have your lowest month last year was $5,000, you pay all your regular stuff.
And then you work your debt.
But if you have a $10,000 month, you pay all your regular stuff, then you go over to your regular income planning form and you pay down your debts on that form because you have extra income. But both of those forms and all of the directions are on his webpage.
That's awesome.
And they're very clear. There should be no confusion there. It's very clear.
And the second part of her question was, how do envelopes play into that? So how do you live an envelope system life based if you have an irregular income?
I would do it if there's extra income. I wouldn't make it as part of your necessity income to survive. I would make it as part of it if I have an extra month or an extra commission go through. That's when I fund all my envelopes I need or I want for the year.
Okay. But like envelopes like food, gas.
That's part of your regular monthly. That should be included in your monthly.
No matter what.
No matter what.
You're doing those.
I'm talking about like car tires
like
or new toys or something.
Birthdays or, you know, entertainment, things like that. Should be just maybe kept to a bare minimum. Okay, may I ask, in general of course, what are the two incomes? I understand Josh is employed, but I'm curious about the second. I've heard you mention an Etsy shop. Is it up and running? I have an income off of YouTube, you guys. We have been blessed. We have been faithful to what God has called us to do and obeying everything. You know, this channel happened because our second week in financial peace 5 years ago now, God just said, you're going to be doing this someday to me. And I don't really hear his voice very, very loud, but that stood out to me. I don't remember if I told you right away, but I looked behind me like as if he was talking to somebody else, that they were going to be doing this, and there was nobody behind me. So I assumed he just thought I would be leading a financial peace class, which we do, and we love that, but no, this was part of his plan. So yes, we are blessed with an income off of this. Next question.
I found... Here you go, you go ahead.
I find that I have a hard time booking without a credit card. What do you suggest outside of getting a credit card?
Debit card.
Booking, I do think, somebody left a comment, I think you mean reservations. Like booking to travel, to reserve anything for travel purposes.
We've traveled several times since being debt-free and cutting up all of our credit cards, and we've never had a problem. We've been able to rent cars, hotels, anything and everything on a debit card just fine.
Because they can run a debit just like they can run a credit card.
Yeah.
And it's also, when you do that, and if your account is compromised, you're insured by your bank. So, yeah. I've been following your channel for a little while, and I just want to say thank you so much. We've been trying to get our finances under control for years and really didn't get motivated and disciplined until finding and following you. I don't know about that. Progress is slow right now on one income, but our mindsets have finally changed, which has made all the difference. One of our recent hiccups is that my mother-in-law wants us to draw names to buy pajamas and one gift worth $100 for one person in the family. That doubles since we're married. Oh, goody. This past year we didn't even spend $100 total on Christmas. She's definitely the matriarch of the family and everyone else has agreed to it. To make matters worse, she spends a small fortune on us at Christmas. How should I approach her when opting out of Christmas festivities isn't really an option?
It's not in the budget. It's not in the 5 words you need to tell her. It's not in the budget.
Definitely.
Or him, whoever the matriarch is.
Family has expectations, or friends of us, especially when we've been living a certain lifestyle that is maybe extravagant in some ways, where we haven't pinched pennies and been on a budget. Okay, my best advice. We sat down with our family and our closest friends, and we lost some of them. Yes, we did, due to this fact, this problem. And we said, hey, we're living life differently. This is how we're going to live for us, for our future, for our kids, for the legacy we're leaving them. And we're no longer living the way that we did. So everything will be done on a budget. If you ask us to go somewhere and we can't because of our budget, we're going to explain to you why we can't. But we would appreciate your respect for our decision in living a frugal lifestyle and living on less than we make. So, long story short, be as truthful as you can.
It's not. It's not in the budget.
And the word no.
Yeah.
Works.
No.
Try telling her the word no. And then let us know how that goes, okay? It's powerful. And don't do anything that your budget doesn't allow. Simple as that. It's your budget. I love that question. I have a question. On occasion, I'm called to help people, friends or family, out of a bad situation. This is common. While I'm happy to do so and don't expect compensation, if I'm not compensated, I end up blowing at least one envelope that month, especially fuel. I am on baby step 2 and Gazelle Intense. My envelopes are lean with little wiggle room. They work great as long as something unexpected doesn't come up. I am not giving away the farm or anything, but going over budget on any category feels like a real blow to my progress. Definitely. Should I increase my fuel envelope or should I start a sinking fund? Is it ethical to ask to be compensated when you come to their rescue? What would you do? Do you really want to know what we would do?
Well, we'll give you what we're going to do. But one thing you got to take, if it's friends or family, when you give them money, it's gone. You can never expect it back because that puts a weird tension on the relationship. If you have the money and you're giving it, just do it out of love. With a gift. No expectations to ever getting it back. Because if you do, that just makes it weird.
Yeah. Yes.
Second, what I would recommend is if you're going to do that and you have a kind heart and you're that type of person who wants to help everybody, that's great. What I would do if we were in a position is I would start a sinking fund of say like $20 a month or $40 a month, whatever you're afford and comfortable with. And this is it. So if someone calls you and says, I need something or I need to help somebody out, I need gas or whatever, you've got that envelope. When that envelope is out for the month, you're out for the month. You just need to tell them, I'm sorry, it's not on my budget, I don't have the money, because even though you're loving, people are going to take advantage of that, and you're never going to get traction.
That's right. And even if you've done it in the past, it's okay to change how you do things.
Absolutely.
Now. You don't have to do, your future is completely up to you. And especially because you're on baby step 2. Goodness, that step took us 4 years to get through. You don't want anything that's going to just...
And you're Gazelle Intense, so you need, you're trimming the fat there. So you need to tighten it up yourself. And you can help people more down the road and give more when you're out of debt.
That's right. See, that's what I was going to tell you is I wouldn't do it right now. I just wouldn't. Because it's not in the budget. I could be using it to getting out that money towards getting out of debt. So it's really your call.
Kristen.
I have a question about paying bills. I make enough money to cover my bills and not have to worry about paying them every month. Right now I just pay them directly from my bank account. I have been contemplating taking out a reward credit card that gives out airline miles. The card would only be used to pay the bills and I would pay off the card at the end of the month. That way I still pay my bills and get free flights or vacations and to visit family members. My father does this and it works quite well for him. I was just wondering what your thoughts were on this.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go there on that one. I'll let you handle it.
The question you have to ask yourself, we all have good intentions. When we say we're going to pay this debt off first, or we're going to pay our mortgage off early, we're going to pay, our debts first, our bills off early. We've said that. We've bought cars justifying and say, well, we're going to pay it off early, or we're going to pay our mortgage off early, and it doesn't happen. So even though we have good intentions and say that we're going to pay our bills every month off, will you really pay your bills off every month? And don't lie to yourself, because you're the only one that you're lying to.
So if you slip up, you're in trouble. And if you do keep up on it, there's going to be that 1 month where you are out of money or you're out on a date or whatever, and you'll be like, oh,
it's tempting.
I didn't bring enough cash with me. I can use this card just this one time to pay for this. Then I'll pay for it later. And then that one time turns into 2, turns into 5, turns into 20. Next thing you know, by the end of the year, you got 10 grand on a card.
And we're saying this from a loving perspective, because we have been there. We have done all of those things that we just talked about, and frankly, it's just easier to say no. Yeah. And you can have trips. You just have to say for them.
Sinking
and are they really free? Are they? You said your dad can do it, but I guess they could be free if you are paying them off every month. I wouldn't do it though. No. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and that is not a strength for me. Hi there. How old were you when you first started your family? I'm 28 right now and have another year to get all my credit cards paid off, and then I'll start tackling my $35,000 school loans. My husband and I want to start a family, but also want to be debt-free. How would you do this? Wait for your debt to be paid and hope you can still have kids when that happens, or budget a family in now while working off debt. I'm so envious of your debt-free plan in Tennessee. Thanks for all your help. Please don't envy. Guys, we have nothing to envy other than we worked really hard to get where we're at. But don't envy us. Well, congratulations. That's really exciting. On the flip side, we've had babies in debt and we've had babies out of debt. Way more fun having a baby out of debt. If you guys don't mind, depends on how much time it takes you to tackle that $35,000 school loan, I would hit it. It is so much. If it takes you a couple years, do that first. That's just my personal take. Because debt-free babies are lots of fun. You just don't have the stress that you had before, and you won't be able to be as gazelle intense on getting out of debt when you have a baby. But there's nothing wrong with having babies and being in debt. Just have a plan, do a budget.
Definitely have a plan.
Okay, you guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for all the questions. I hope that the irregular income made, since we got a lot of questions this week, I hope that that made sense. If it didn't, we can try and clarify in a comment. But have a wonderful week. We will see you next week for another Debt Kicking Sunday.
Nice. Till next week, people.